In this video, we are going to be looking at mensuration together. And anytime you hear about mensuration, you should know that we are talking about shapes. Now, the beautiful thing about life is that we have shapes everywhere. If you are in your room currently, all you need to do is just to raise your head. You are going to see shape everywhere. The book has a shape, your system has a shape, your phone has a shape. There are shapes everywhere. Now, there are basically two types of shapes. We can have other types. We have the plane shape, and then we have the solid shape. Now, if I'm to explain what plane shape means, plane shapes are just flat shape. For example, you've got square, you've got your pentagon. All of them are examples of plane shape. If you look at the diagram of a square, for example, you can see that it's just flat. So this is an example of a plane shape. Now, the other type of shape is a solid shape. Now, the way I would explain solid shape is that it's a shape that can contain a substance, a liquid, for example. Now, this is an example of a solid shape. So you can pour something into it. It can contain something. It's an example of a solid shape. So other examples include your cylinder or pipe. You have your cone. These are examples. You have your cuboid. Examples of solid shape. Another name for solid shape is 3D shape. Then plane shape is 2D. Now, having said that, let's go to area and volume of shape. So what do we mean by the area of a shape? Now, the area of a shape is basically the space that shape occupies, a flat shape occupies. The way to explain this is that, for example, if my dad buys a carpet, you know a carpet. Now, let's say the carpet has an area of 20 meters square. Now, it means that if I bring that carpet and lay it in my sitting room, it's going to take the space of 20 meters square. That is the explanation for area. It is the space a particular shape takes. Now, the next thing is volume. What's the meaning of the volume of a shape? Now, the volume of a shape basically is the amount of substance that shape can contain. For example, if I have a cylinder and I tell you that the volume of this cylinder, for example, is now, it means that this shape can contain and sometimes basically liquid, so water or even gas. It just means it can contain this meter cube worth of substance. Now, since you understand what area and volume mean, now we are going to take what we need to know and understand in this video. Surface area and volume of solid shapes. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is that we cannot have area of solid shapes. Remember, I told you that area is basically the space occupied by a flat shape. So we can't have area of a solid shape. Instead, we can have surface area of a solid shape. Now, I've got two solid shapes here that we'll be considering in this video. This is a cube. Now, a cube is gotten from a square. So it's just like a square box. And then this is a cuboid. A cuboid is gotten from a rectangle. So anytime you hear a rectangular box, what they mean is a cuboid. Now, a cube is like your sugar, you know, cube of sugar, while a cuboid is like your mash box. All right. So now in this video, we want to see what is the surface area of a cube and what is the surface area of a cuboid. Also, what is the volume of a cube and what is the volume of a cuboid. So what I will give you is the formula, and then I will tell you how to remember the formula. All right, the surface area, I'm going to represent it as SA, of a cube is actually 6L square, while the volume of a cube is L cube. Now, the surface area of a cuboid is actually 2 into bracket length times breadth plus length times height plus breadth times height. Then the volume of a cuboid is actually length times breadth times height. All right. Now remember, I said a cube is gotten from a square. It means that all sides of the cube are equal. So this is your length, this length, this length, this length, this length. All sides are equal. Do you understand? It then means that in a cube, we have 6 sides. So if we count the number of sides, this is one side, 2, then I have 3, I have 4, then I have 5, the under, and then I have 6, the top of the cube. So a cube has 6 sides. So it means we have 6 squares. Now remember, the area of a square is length square. Now if I have 6 square, it means the surface area of a cube is 6L square. Do you understand that? Let's do that for the surface area of a cuboid. Now for the cuboid, we have the length, which is what is under, the shape under. So we have the length. Now this is the breadth or the width. It could be called breadth or width. And then here is the height. Do you understand that? So we have the length, we have the breadth or width, and then we have height. So it means that the bottom and the top are the same. So bottom and top, I have both length and width or breadth. Then this side, and the side behind it, I have both height and length. Then this other side here and this side beside, we have the height and breadth or width. So that is why we have 2 of every side, and that is why the surface area, we have 2 into bracket length times breadth, length times height, and breadth times height. Remember that a cuboid is gotten from a rectangle, and the area of the rectangle is length times breadth. So that's why we have 2 into bracket length times breadth, length times height, breadth times height, because we have 2 of this, 2 of this, and 2 of this. Is that taken? So please don't forget the formulas and try to connect the formula in your mind so that you can always remember it. Now for volume, anytime you are told to find volume of any shape, what I want you to see volume as is that volume of any shape equals to the area of the base times height. Any shape. All right, so for a cube, the base is a square. Okay? So volume of a cube will be area of a square is what? Length square times the height. Now for a cube, the height also is the length. So L squared times L, that's why we have L cube. Now for a cuboid, the base is a rectangle. Area of a rectangle is length times breadth. So I have LB, length times breadth, then times height. So that's why the volume of a cuboid is length times breadth times height, LB-ish. Do you understand this? So I think with this, you can remember the formula. Now let's take some examples. A cube has length 6 centimeter. Calculate its surface area and volume. Now let's solve this. We'll first of all calculate the surface area. What's the formula for the surface area of a cube? We have 6L square. Now we know that length equals to 6 centimeter. We put this into the formula. That means the surface area of a cube or of that cube is 6 into bracket 6 square. Do you understand that? So surface area equals to 6. 6 square is 6 times 6, so we have 36. So surface area equals to 6 times 36. We have 6 times 6, 36. 6 carry 3. 6 times 3, 18. Plus 3, we have 21. Now this is the unit of area, something square. So it's going to be either meter square, centimeter square, as the case may be. So our answer is 216 centimeter square. I hope you understand this. Now let's solve the volume. Now volume, what's the formula for volume? You know, base area times height. So we have L cube, and then length equals to 6 centimeter. So I put it into this equation. So I'll be having volume equals 6 cube. Volume equals 6 cube is 6 times 6 times 6. So 6 times 6 is 36. 36 times 6 will give me 216. So I have 216 centimeter cube. Now that's the unit for the volume of a cube. Now let me just give you a tidbit. The reason why it's centimeter cube. You know, the unit for length is centimeter. So if I have L cube, it's like centimeter times centimeter times centimeter. So that's why we have centimeter cube. Do you get the drift? Let's take another example. Calculate the surface area and volume of the shape below. So the first thing we want to do is to identify this shape. So this is like a rectangular box. So this is a cuboid. So we have solution. Now, what's the formula for the surface area of a cuboid? So the formula is 2 into bracket length times breadth plus length times height plus breadth times height. Now you can always interchange this. You should just know that when you have length times breadth, the next should be length times height, breadth times. It could be breadth times height plus length times breadth plus length times height. The most important thing is that the three should be complete. So let's identify what's our length. So this part is our length. So we have length equals to 12 centimeter. What's our breadth or width, as the case may be? These are our width. So our breadth equals to 3 centimeter. Remember, another name for breadth is width. And this is our height. Our height equals to 4 centimeter. So all we need to do is to put it into this formula. So which means that surface area equals to 2 into brackets. Length is 12, so I have 12 times 3 plus 12 times height is 4 plus breadth is 3, height is 4, 3 times 4. Do you understand this? Let's solve the remaining here. So we have surface area equals to 2 into brackets. 12 times 3, that should give us 36, plus 12 times 4, that should give us 48, plus 3 times 4, that should give us 12. So remember, let's solve what is in the bracket first. So surface area equals to 2 into brackets. 36 plus 48 plus 12. We can do 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus 6 is 16. So 6 carry 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So 96. So surface area equals to 2 times 96. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 carry 1. 2 times 9 is 18. 18 plus 1 is 19. So 192. What would be the unit? Centimeter square. Do you understand this? So let's solve the volume. Formula: volume for a cuboid. Remember, base area times height equals to LBH. Now the length is what? Length is 6. Breadth is 3. Height is 4. So it means that volume equals to 6 times 3 times 4. Which means that volume equals 6 times 3 is 18. So we have 18 times 4. So volume equals to 18 times 4. 4 times 8 is 32. 2 carry 3. 4 times 1 is 4 plus 3 is 72. So this is 72 centimeter cube. Now, do you understand this? Now, if you do, let's take one more example. How many liters of water can a box of length 4 meter contain? Now remember, in this case, the box is cubic. So basically, we are told to find the volume of a cube. Now let's solve this. Now volume of a cube equals to L cube. Now our length is 4. So which means volume equals to 4 cube. So volume equals to 4 cube is 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is 64. So we have 64 meter cube. But we are asked how many liters. So we need to convert meter cube to liters. Now, how do we convert meter cube to liters? Now, 1 meter cube is equivalent to 1,000 liters. So if 1 meter cube is equal to 1,000 liters, it means 64 meter cube will be equals to what? I can represent that what by x. So I cross multiply. So I have x equals to 64000 liters, which implies that volume of the cube equals to 64,000 liters. Now, I hope you understand it. Before we end this video, I also need to mention that 1 centimeter cube is equivalent to 0.001 liters. So in case you need to convert. Now let's take exercise.